Hi, welcome to Wisdoom's starter series, Photoshop. Photoshop is a very powerful image editing and graphic design software. So in this video, we're going to give you a head start on the tool, how to get started with it, how to play around with the UI, and how to get your first design out. So when you open Photoshop, this is what you're going to get. You'll have your dashboard. You can see your Creative Cloud files in here, or you can start a brand new file by clicking on New File. So once you're here, you can choose the preset that you want to work with. You have a lot of preset depending on the medium that you want to work on, or you can start creating your own file by entering the values manually here. We will go and choose a preset. Let's go to web and click on web medium, and we can click create. So here in this create panel, you can see the width in pixels, the height in pixels, the orientation of the document, and whether do you want an artboard in your document. So artboard is a feature which lets you have multiple designs in one project. Currently we don't need this, so I'm going to turn it off. We have our pixels per inch, which is 72. This is good enough to work with digital medium. You have your color mode, which is RGB. You have 8 bits of resolution data, and your background content is white right now. So let's click create, and a document is found right now. So when you're starting, the interface might look slightly overwhelming for anybody. So what I would recommend is to close every window which is open in here. You can start fresh without anything in here. This will give you the clarity, and you will be able to learn the tools when we actually require it. So right now we have the toolbar on the left side. You have your document, which is open right here, and you have a couple of options right here and a menu bar on top. To get you started with it, let's create something in Photoshop. So I'm going to go to this window option first, and I'm going to turn on a couple of things so that I can bring back a couple of options here. So it is very easy for us to work with. One of the main advantages of Photoshop is that it lets you work with layers, which means that you can compose different layers together to create one design. So I'm going to turn on the layers option, and you can see the layer palette right now in here. So you can see that we have a background layer, which is currently showing here, and it is locked. You have a visibility icon right here, which lets you turn on and or hide a particular layer. Right now that's the only layer that we have. Let's try adding something into our design. Let's get started with the type tool first. So you can see this lets you type in text into your design. So I'm going to click on a text. So one of the things that you might notice is that in your layer palette, a text layer is added into it. So you can write anything that you want in here. So I'm going to write bring it on, and you can place it anywhere that you want with your move tool right here. So you can turn off this layer and turn on when you want it. There are a couple of other things that we can do. So it's time right now to bring our second window. So we're going to go to window here, and we're going to bring character. So this will help you play with all the typography that you have in your design. So I'm going to just double click on this thumbnail to select the bring it on text. I'm going to raise the type value. So I'm just going to drag this to make the size really big here. So we have this right now, and you can see the typeface option, and you can change the typefaces. You just have to scroll through it, and you can immediately see a live preview of all the typefaces that you have on your system. So I'm going to choose this typeface called Al Font 2. We have that here. This is a typeface, and these are the fonts which are available with it. Right now, this typeface has only one font, and this is the size that we're using, and this is a leading, which basically means, so I'm going to break this into 2 lines right now. So you can see that this is overlapping. That's because the leading, the space between the 2 lines is very less. So if I increase that, you can see that the space between the 2 lines are getting better. And this is kerning, which basically means the space between the characters. So if I reduce this, the kerning is going to be tighter, and the text actually looks like it belongs together. So you can press Ctrl T on your keyboard to enable a bounding box for any element, and you can drag this sides to make the text bigger. You can also create shapes. So there is a shape set right here, there is a rectangle, ellipse, triangle, polygon, line, and custom shape tool. So let's create a line. So I'm going to click on the line tool and click the first point here and drag it to create a straight line. While I'm dragging the line, I'm holding on the shift on the keyboard to make sure that it's a straight line. So we created a line. The moment you created a line, you can see the third window started to appear here. This is the properties tab. So this properties panel will basically help you to change all the options of whatever object or shape that you have selected. So you can see that the stroke color is set to black right now and the fill color is black. Since it's just a one line, fill doesn't matter, but the stroke, you can change it to any color that you want. If I come down to this, you can change the stroke thickness. Let's bring in another shape. So I'm going to go here to this ellipse tool. I'm going to drag an ellipse right here. I have a perfect circle here. And now I'm going to place it somewhere here. Now, one thing about layer-based editing is that you can rearrange the layers by dragging it and changing the position in the layer window. So if I want the ellipse to be behind all these text, I can do that. Right now, it's not evident because the color of the text and the color of the ellipse is the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the properties panel here with the ellipse selected and change the fill color to yellow. So I have the fill color on and I don't need the stroke here. I'm going to just turn off the stroke. So I have this yellow ellipse right behind my text. Let's bring in one more element, and this time what we are going to do is we are going to bring in an image. So let's go to File, click on Place Embedded, and you can choose the image that you want to place into your design. So I'm going to just go here. I will choose the image that I want to copy to our work. We'll click Place, and the image will be placed into our composition. So you can again move around the image wherever you want. You can scale it up and fill the space that we have. And once you have placed it, you can press enter. So you can see that now the order of the layer, you can clearly see it right here. So the photograph is right here. I just want it like this. So we have the photograph, we have the ellipse on top of that. On top of that, we have the text, and on top of that, there is a line. So we have created this. So we need some work to be done with the images. So what I want to do is I want to remove this text which says doctor in here. So I'm going to use a very easy tool here. This is going to be very handy for you. So in your toolbar, you can see the spot healing brush tool. I'm going to select that. So you will get a brush window. You can use your square brackets in your keyboard to scale the brush size up or down. So I'm going to make the brush like this. I'm going to paint over this particular area. You can see that it's gone. The text is gone, but it's automatically filled with the required data, so we don't feel any issues in there. You can keep working on it until you are satisfied. You can just click on it and it will be removing the data. Similarly, I want to remove these people also from here. So all I have to do is just brush over it and it's gone. So this is a very, very handy tool. So we have used and we have cleaned up the image. Now, there's one more thing that I want to do. There is the color information in this. I don't want that. I want to make the image completely black and white. So to do that, this is where we are going to use the top menu. So if I go to image here and go to adjustments, you can see all the image corrections that you can do to an image. So let's choose the black and white option. So I'm going to click on black and white, and immediately you can see that the image is changed to black and white. You can adjust how much is the amount of blacks and whites that you need in this image. So we have the edited image right here. Now we have we need to add a little bit of body text also into this image. So what we are going to do is we're going to click on the type tool. So instead of clicking here, we're going to click and drag a box. So as soon as you do it, you can see that that box is being filled up with some text. We'll first change the color of the text so you can start to see that. The problem right now is that this is too big. So we'll go back to our character window, reduce the size of the text, and reduce the leading so it is closer together. If you want, you can change the type choices as well. So I'm going to change it to Montserrat, and we have a block of text also here. Now we have our design. It's time to export this. So to save it, it's very, very easy. Go to File, click on save and it will save a PSD file in your Creative Cloud on your computer. You can also save it as a JPEG. So click on save as a copy, click on your computer, and you can save on your computer in any format that you basically need. So I'm going to save it as a JPEG. I'll save it to my desktop, click save, click OK, and you have your first design on your computer right now. We have just started scratching the surface of Photoshop, but I am pretty sure that this will give you a head start and it will give you the confidence to get into the tool and start exploring this more. So I'll see you with another video soon. Till then, bye.